I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Altovise Pelzer. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing phenomenal. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Elton, Maryland, over in the US.
Oh, sweet. All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
It is my motivational speaking and being an author.
Oh, wonderful. Tell us more. Tell us about the book that you've written or the books that you've written.
So, yes, my first book was It's Okay to Cry, and it is going over everything that I've gone through after finding out that my girls had been molested, the moving and the emotional piece of it. And it's interesting because a lot of times we don't understand that it is okay to cry, that release is sometimes necessary, and it helps.
Now, how many girls do you have?
I have three. I have two daughters, and I have custody of my sister.
Wow. So that must have been a shocking scenario, right? Hurtful as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, all right, you decided to write on this. Who did you learn the skill of sharing from?
So I've been writing since about middle school. That was something that my grandmother kind of pushed me into because I was always that quiet child. So writing just seemed the easiest way for me to get my emotions, to get my words and my thoughts out.
And the sharing part.
And the sharing part would be, it was an interesting scenario for that one because for the longest time I didn't share. I didn't want to talk about it. So for the longest time I did not share. And what brought me to be able to share was that me myself, I am actually a victor over molestation, and my girls are victors over molestation. But I had not told anybody ever until 2015. And in a conversation that I had with my oldest daughter, literally she, I kind of blurted it out. And in that moment, she just kind of looked at me and I kind of looked at her and, we're sitting there crying and she holds my hand and, we move forward from that. And a conversation later that I had with her and I asked her, what was her most proud moment of, her mom? Like at this point I had books published and I was a certified life coach and I was traveling, and her most proud moment was when I told her that I had been molested because she felt as though she was not alone, that she was not going through this process alone.
Wow, that is absolutely fascinating. I love the fact that you're speaking from a place of the value that can come from pain. And while many have not experienced that, the very few that have, and they are many, by the way, but those that have, it really brings comfort to know that someone is sharing. And I'm glad that you are doing that. I guess your daughters are as well, right?
I'm working on them. They do it on a lower scale
Okay.
with friends at school. But even with that, something that we found out was that a lot of teenagers are going through a lot.
Yeah.
And as early as sixth grade, fifth grade, some of them are dealing with issues with drugs and being a cutter and dealing with suicidal thoughts. So there's a lot going on, even for our youth.
Yeah. Well, Altovise, it's really fascinating the point place that you've taken up to be this individual that is a voice, right? One of the things I got to listen to, like I searched you on your podcast and I saw that there was a podcast episode that you did release, right? That
Yes.
was powerful. Like you were on there giving people the confidence that they can be, right? Where did the
Definitely.
inspiration for that come from?
It's been the clients that I have normally are women who have gone through abuse. And so the conversations that I have for them is my inspiration all the time. The conversations of them being able to say that, now I can go to my court case and I'm not afraid. No one had to pick me up off the floor. I didn't break out into tears or, the excitement that they get when they say, "Oh my goodness, coach, I've just finished, my book and I'm about to publish it." I never thought that I would be at this moment. And so seeing that other end of it, I always get excited and it makes me want to go back and get a few more and go back and get a few more and encourage and empower and uplift a few more to get to that same level, that same point.
Love it. Well, Altovise, please do tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
So one other thing that I have done consistently over the last 3 years has been, let's see, it's been dancing. It's not professional though.
So what type of dance are you dancing?
So I love music, and so Caribbean, African dance, uh, rap, hip hop, everything and anything. It's just kind of a conglomerate of things
Sweet.
that I enjoy when it comes to music. So any number of dances, I'll be in the house and do an impromptu dance moment with my girls, or I'm always watching the different videos on YouTube and on Vimeo. In all actuality, one of my favorite choreographers is Wildebeest.
All right, all right. So how does it make you feel?
It's that moment of peace. It's that moment where I don't really care if I'm doing it right. I don't really care if as long as I'm on the beat as much as possible, but I don't care if I'm doing it 100% right. But I'm just having fun. And I think everybody should have that moment. Everybody should have that thing that it doesn't matter if they look goofy. It doesn't matter if they look silly. They're just enjoying themselves and smiling and laughing.
Yeah. Suggest to someone out there why they should dance more.
So, well, first, it's good for your health.
There we go.
But it frees your mind. Just go and dance. I'm the person that if it's raining outside, I've been known to go outside and jump in puddles with my kids.
Oh, wow.
That's just who I am. Or it's raining, if it's not pouring down, I've been known to go and walk in the rain. And it's just do something that frees you. Do something that makes you just feel good for the moment.
Well, amazing audience, we are live with Altovise Pelzer, and she is the author of It's Okay to Cry. Do check that out, Altovise. Let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you now into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Altovise, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory, wow. It would have to be traveling. When I was little, we traveled a lot. As I got older, we didn't travel as much, but it was traveling to Virginia. And I was a quiet child. So, you wouldn't get a whole lot of conversation out of me, but I was a sweet child. So everyone loved me whenever they met me and things like that. And we went to a restaurant. And in Virginia, there are areas where you can get pancakes the size of the plate.
Wow.
And so I ordered pancakes because I love pancakes. I'm a foodie as well. Love pancakes. And so ordered them. And everybody's looking at me like, is she going to really eat all of those pancakes? And I'm just like looking at them like, yes, I will. Shaking my head. And my mother's like, yeah, she'll eat them all. And they're like, but she's so tiny. Are you sure she's going to eat them? And a couple that was at a table beside us, they looked and they said, if she eats all of those pancakes, we will pay for your whole meal.
Wow.
And I did. I ate them and I had the biggest smile on my face because they had whipped cream and everything. So I was cheesing. But yeah, I ate them all. And that was one of my earliest childhood memories that I'm fond of. Like, I love that memory.
Yeah. How old do you think you were?
I had to be maybe about 5 or 6.
All right. So why do you think this memory is so clear?
Probably because I'm still a foodie. So large pancakes still make me smile. And this is something that's so funny because I travel to speak in different places. And wherever I go, whatever hotel I'm at, I always try to make sure it's a hotel where you can do the waffles.
Yeah, you can.
And they have the waffle.
Yeah, the waffle maker.
I know that's horrible, but they have to have a waffle maker so I can have whipped cream and strawberries. Most of them have strawberries, some have cherries, but I want to have my waffle.
I love
and
That's
it.
amazing. That's amazing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Definitely.
I love the idea of of you having a challenge, but it not being a challenge because it's connected to your joy. And that joy then fuels so much more of the blessings, if you would, that are connected to your life. So for some, eating all of those pancakes definitely would have been a challenge, right? But it so
Definitely.
happened that the joy you approached the challenge with actually created free pancakes, right? and
Exactly.
and now in your life, even the challenge that you've been through with the molestation, it's fascinating that because you're positioning yourself now from a place of we've conquered this, I've conquered this, that it's creating a door now for so many other visits to hotels with waffle makers, right?
Exactly.
And that is amazing. That is amazing. If we fast
And
forward,
I love that
you're
interpretation.
welcome. You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh my goodness, 12, 12. That's what? So that's middle school. I'm not sure. I was into a lot of the groups at the time. So that would have been like SWV. Um,
Would it
oh,
be
you know what it was?
Understanding? Okay, cool. Go ahead.
It would be there was a song between Brandy, it was Brandy and Monica. The Boy Is Mine. And at the time I wasn't able to date. So I think that stands out in my mind. That one stands out. And then, like I said, I was really big into reggae music. So a lot of the Bougie Bonton and
Serious.
Elephant Man, and
Yeah, yeah.
like that was my heart. I love it. I love it.
All right, my friend. Well, now we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's going to be yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Altovise, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to? Are
Yes.
you married?
No.
Do you have children? You said you have children, three, right? Right.
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
14.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Maybe.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say more.
All right. Altovise, after having 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And as you dig deeper into your own unique real self, the questions lead to your mission, your own unique real statement. If you had to share with us, Altovise, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
That's going to be easy. I'm a
There we
unicorn.
go. Altovise, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh, definitely. So I would love to be able to give you guys a gift. If you go to bit.ly/love my voice and put in coupon code speak up, you actually get a free copy of my second ebook, Define Your Voice, completely free. You can download it right then and there and be able to read the whole book.
Love it. Altovise Pelzer, again, this was a great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
I thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.